Hey everybody, it's Molly with All Ears, and I'm here today at Animal Kingdom with an all new video. This is one that you guys asked for, and it's for me to rank the lands at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I had a lot of fun doing this at Epcot in their World Showcase, as well as Magic Kingdom. We will link both those videos for you, but today we are deciding which of the lands at Animal Kingdom is the best land. It's gonna be a tough one because there is a lot of good stuff to do here. There's gonna be a stiff competition, but we will use my super scientific mathematical equation to figure it out. Place your bets now. Let's get wild. What is my super scientific rating system? Well, you see, we're gonna rank each land in 4 different categories. Entertainment, which includes characters and shows, attractions, food and beverage, and land environment. That's kind of just like the detail of the land, the layout, the bathrooms, you know, really important stuff. Each of those 4 categories can get a potential score of 5, meaning a perfect score is 20 points. Yes, I made this up. Another important thing to know is that there are 5 different lands we're gonna look at today. I'm gonna combine the animal areas in the Oasis, which is that first part when you're walking uphill through the trees before you get to Discovery Island. I'm gonna lump that in with Discovery Island because that's really the only thing to do in the Oasis besides the important things like guest services and wheelchair rentals and locker rentals, but that's really all there is in the Oasis. That wouldn't be fair to rank it against the other lands. So we've got Discovery Island / the Oasis, Africa, Asia, Dinoland USA, and Pandora. Those are the 5 different lands. We're gonna see who comes out on top. According to Joe Rohde, who is the lead Imagineer on Animal Kingdom, this part of the park is supposed to completely immerse you into the environment, which is why you don't see a lot. It's overhang, you're walking uphill, you're kind of starting your trek, you're surrounded by trees and animals, and this is to completely blend you in to Disney's Animal Kingdom, to make you forget all about the parking lot and the society you were living in before, because now you're in a wild kingdom. The first thing I'm going to talk about in Discovery Island is the Wilderness Explorer headquarters. This is a really cool free activity that your kids can do, and they're going to go collect badges all over the park, and they're going to join the Wilderness Explorers. So they can do that everywhere, but you have to come here first to get it started. Really fun way to have your kids explore Animal Kingdom. Right now I'm walking through Riverside Depot, which is one of the big merchandise shops in Animal Kingdom in Discovery Island. That's where you're gonna find your big merchandise shops with most of your classic Disney merchandise, all your plushes, t-shirts, ears, hats, toys, all your kind of just, I don't want to say generic because that seems like a rude word, but all your basic, I guess, Disney merchandise. This is where you're going to want to come. This is Island Mercantile. It's on the other side of the street from the Riverside Depot. It's another big merchandise shop where you're going to find a lot of good stuff. Here's a lot of your good Animal Kingdom specific stuff that you won't find at the other parks as well. Here is some of the really cool Animal Kingdom exclusive merchandise. I love this park, so I love all of this. Like here's a windbreaker themed after the Mickey wall over in Africa. A lot of cute safari themed things. I also love that they have all these plushes of actual animals that you could see here at the Animal Kingdom. And a lot of times they are conservation stuffed animals, so that portions of them go to saving these animals in the wild with the Disney Conservation Fund. Speaking of the Wildlife Conservation Fund, you can be a wildlife hero while you're here at Animal Kingdom. They will match any donation you make from $1 to $1 million. Disney will match it, and they'll use it on special programs to help animals out in the wild, which is what the message of this park's all about. So I like whenever I buy something here to add a couple dollars on it, knowing Disney's gonna match it, and then it can make you feel all warm and fuzzy that they're saving some of the crazy, awesome animals that you get to see while you're in the park. This is also the only place in the park to get a fuel rod or swap out your fuel rod. So plan accordingly when you come into Animal Kingdom and swap yours out right when you get in here, so you're not running all the way from Dinoland to get this later. As far as entertainment goes, you can meet Russell and Doug from Up at their Wilderness Explorers Clubhouse here, which is awesome. You can also meet Timon and Rafiki from The Lion King at the Character Landing, which is right before you head into Dinoland. You've got the Adventurers Outpost, which is where you can meet Mickey and Minnie together. It's the only place you can meet Mickey and Minnie together right now in any of the parks. And it's a fast pass character meet and greet, so this is a great spot to bring your kiddos. Entertainment-wise, they also have a stage right here across from Flame Tree Barbecue. First restroom situation right here as you're headed towards Dinoland. They're pretty decent. They're not huge, but you know, important thing. There's actually a Rainforest Cafe here at Animal Kingdom. There's one at Disney Springs as well. It technically sits outside the park, so you can enter in through the Oasis or outside the park before guest relations, so you don't actually need a ticket to eat here. It's fine. It's fun for little kids because the animatronics, but as far as the food goes, nothing special. It's pretty generic, just tastes like, you know, chain restaurant food, but it is fun. Not my recommendation of a sit down at Walt Disney World though. A couple of food options in Discovery Island. This is the Isle of Java. It is a coffee location where you can get fancier coffees like cappuccino and espresso and things. You can also get a few snacks like a pretzel, a few cocktails. They have some pastries, so if you need a light breakfast or a snack, it's a good spot. And right next door, this is a fan favorite, Flame Tree Barbecue. So Flame Tree Barbecue's got a lot of your barbecue classics like pulled pork, smoked ribs, chicken. It's delicious. Excellent quick service choice here. But friendly reminder, always mobile order. Look at that line. You could skip all of that. Just use mobile order. One of the reasons I love Flame Tree Barbecue is they've got all this fabulous outdoor seating. They've got tons and tons of seating, but you have a beautiful view of the lagoon, some wildlife. Watch out for the birds, they will steal your food, but that makes for a really lovely meal. So right here, it's called the 8 Spoon Cafe, and it's a little kiosk, but it's where you can get those amazing mac and cheeses with pulled pork or shrimp, or they have a plain one, but they're seriously so good. An amazing use of a snack credit. Highly recommend.
Macaroni and cheese.
Kevin! It's Kevin! I love the Viva Gaia Street Band because I love any streetmosphere that's gonna get you to like take a minute and relax and have fun and just enjoy being with your family. There's so much running around at Walt Disney World that I love these kind of spontaneous moments. Like they're leading a dance party and they've got everyone from little babies out there dancing with their parents to grandparents dancing with their kids and their grandkids. And it's so much fun. And these are the kind of memories that you're gonna take back from Walt Disney World. You're gonna ride these crazy attractions and eat a lot of amazing food, but take these fun moments too. And Animal Kingdom has a lot of that, and the Viva Gaia Street Band is top notch. The premier attraction in Discovery Island is It's Tough to Be a Bug, which actually takes place inside the Tree of Life. So it's really cool because you get to go inside the oh, hi Doug! Anyway, Tough to Be a Bug is really cool because it's inside the Tree of Life, so as you're walking through the queue, you're gonna actually weave in and out of the roots and the branches, and you're gonna be able to see more of those amazing animal carvings. Really cute show. Definitely don't recommend a fast pass. It usually doesn't have a very long line. It is a 3D show. Anyone can see it, but like it's legit kind of scary. A lot of kids very nervous because it gets dark, it's loud, there's big bugs, there's spiders that come from the ceiling, so just be aware of that if your kids can handle it. It's a cute show though. It always makes me giggle. I don't think it's a must-do attraction, but it's a great filler attraction, a great place to beat the heat, and I do love walking through the tree. The Tree of Life is basically an attraction of itself just because it's so amazing, so we got to talk about it for a minute. It's 140 feet tall and it's got over 300 different animal carvings on it, and the carvers and the artists actually only had about 8 hours to carve in each individual animal before the plaster dried. And as you explore this park and get better looks at that Tree of Life, some of those things are ginormous and they're amazing and it's incredible, so hats off to those artists. But one of the coolest things about the Tree of Life is a show they do here in the evening time after the sun has gone down. It's called the Tree Tree of Life Awakenings. Now, this isn't a scheduled show. It happens every couple minutes. There's a few variations of it, but it's projections on the Tree of Life that bring it to life. It's so cool. Right now it's the winter time, so they've got some holiday themed ones. There's a Lion King one that tells the story of the Lion King. They sometimes just make the animals look like they are alive. It's absolutely incredible. I highly recommend checking it out on your way out of the park. Just stop, stand here for a few minutes, and you watch one or two of the shows. They're really short, but they're really cute, and it's one of those like, how did they do that? Thanks. There are several other animal viewing locations in Discovery Island, including the Otter Grotto. You can come down in here and see some otters, hopefully. Oh, I can kind of see them.
They're cute but dangerous.
They're way over there.
When I was thinking of park, I saw something big.
This is Creature Comforts, aka Starbucks, aka you know I'm going in there right now to get my delicious coffee treats. No line! This is the best day ever. A fun fact, or a not so fun fact about the Starbucks here is that they don't have the Trenta size because whatever that cup is made of, they can't have because of the animals, or maybe it's the lid they can't have. I don't know, they don't have Trenta, so Venti's the biggest one you can do. But important to note, I just made a new drink up because it's Christmas time. I got the holiday blonders, and then I had them put a splash of eggnog in there and a little peppermint syrup. And that tastes like Christmas right in a glass. So if you don't want a full eggnog latte, you can actually just get them to throw some eggnog in your coffee. A little bonus tip. And now onward. Right outside the Starbucks is also the location for baby care, first aid, and if you misplaced your children, just come right over here. Great thing in Discovery Island are the Discovery Island trails, which is a little trail. A lot of people don't even go down, and they can see new animals like this cotton top tamarins in here, cuties. But if you continue onward, you're not only going to get some amazing views of the Tree of Life that you won't get otherwise, but you can see more animals that aren't anywhere else and meet Pocahontas. Another bathroom here. That one's small as well. And then here, we've got Pizzafari. So Pizzafari is those kind of classic Disney quick service pizzas, those like fluffy personal pizzas. They do have a flatbread, a couple salads, and then in the evening they actually do a family style thing where it's an all you care to enjoy, which is definitely a more unique option and something a lot of people don't realize. The thing about Pizzafari is it's my least favorite quick service in this park because I don't love those flat, like those round circle pizzas. They're fine. Your kids are gonna eat them. They may even like them. And I do think the family dining is definitely a unique option. However, there is so much good food in this park that unless you're with a really picky eater or someone who doesn't want to try anything other than pizza, maybe not eat there. One place I recommend everybody goes, especially everybody over 21 who cares to enjoy an adult beverage, is the Nomad Lounge. This is the lounge that's actually attached to Tiffin's, and it's one of my favorite spots to kick back and relax in Walt Disney World. It's got a beautiful wraparound porch, and it truly feels like you're in a tropical oasis and you're not in a theme park anymore. They've got amazing handcrafted cocktails. They've got a small plates menu with things like cheese boards, sliders, bread service. It's really fun, and it's one of those places that I recommend take an hour, come sit, kick back, relax before you head on into Pandora, and it is one of my favorite spots to just hang out in the park. Tiffin's is really more of a work of art than it is a restaurant. It's absolutely gorgeous in there. They've got all these sculptures and pieces of art and floats, and it's lovely. It is a unique menu, one that a lot of folks may be a little scared of, but everything I've had there has been delicious. Even that time I ate a whole fish and octopus, and it was like too much. If you want to have a nice, luxurious meal while you're in a theme park, Tiffin's is wonderful. The service is incredible. If you're not sure if you want to spend that long having a meal or doing that big of an experience, that's okay too. It's not for everyone. It's definitely a niche restaurant, but if you're into fine dining, you have a little bit more of an adventurous palate, it's lovely, and I definitely recommend checking it out at least once. How does Discovery Island shake out in my super scientific rating system? Well, first things first, food and beverage, strong 5. You've got the Nomad Lounge, which is incomparable, one of my favorite places. You've got Tiffin's, which is an incredible experience. You've got Tree Bbq, which is one of the favorite quick service restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. And you've also got some of those little kiosks, got Starbucks, obviously very important to me. So strong 5 as far as food and beverage goes in this area. Attractions though, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 because the only real attraction is it's tough to be a bug. You do have those animal trails, but that's kind of more part of the land environment. So as far as like stuff to do, it's not a ton. So attractions gets a 2. Entertainment, I'm gonna give a 3. I do like the Tree of Life Awakenings. In the holiday time, they have those awesome puppets I'm obsessed with, and you can meet lots of characters here, including, of course, the one, the only Mickey Mouse. So we're gonna give that a 3 for entertainment, because once you see some of the other entertainment here, you're gonna understand why it can't have higher. And then overall land environment, another 5. This is really a great Kickstarter to being in this park. It completely immerses you. You've got animals all around you. You've got that gorgeous Tree of Life. You've got the music playing. It's really, really nice, wonderful land, way to ease you into the animal kingdom. So now doing math, it's 5, another 5, 15. That gives Discovery Island a 15, and we're off to a great start. Headed into our next land, Dinoland USA. There's a lot of fun to be had here. This is definitely like the most fun land in Animal Kingdom, but how's it gonna shake out? When you first walk into Dinoland from Discovery Island, the first thing you'll come to is Trilo Bites. This is a little snack kiosk where they have some unique snacks. They usually have some kind of fun soft serve cone, as well as buffalo chicken chips, milkshakes, sodas, etc. I actually learned this recently that Donald's throwing a Dino Bash because he found out that dinosaurs and birds are very closely related, and he thought that was worth celebrating, so he's throwing this party in Dinoland. You can meet Donald Duck number 1 right here. Of course, he's the host of the Bash, so he's right here to meet one of many characters. He's so cute. You can meet Goofy in Dinoland. Right now it's Christmas, so he's dressed like Santa, but normally he's wearing a cute carnival ensemble. Isn't he the best? Cretaceous Trail has existed since the park did, and it originally just had big figurines of large dinosaurs, but now this is actually where you can meet some of your favorite characters. The first character you can meet on the trail is Miss Daisy Duck, who I love so much, love her fashion sense. Of course, it is Christmas right now, but Daisy is the one who designed all the costumes for Donald's Dinoland Bash, and I just think she's so sassy and cute. I really love that Daisy always has matching accessories to her heels, but never pants. Bold statement. The next character on the Cretaceous Trail is the scariest character of all, the Chipmunkosauruses. I hear they're very mischievous.
So cute.
Flying in for a great landing, it's Launchpad McQuack. There he goes. You can also find the money man himself, Scrooge McDuck, has joined the Dinoland Bash. So lots of fun characters here. In Dinoland, you'll also find the Boneyard, which is a fossil fun site. And what it is, it's a dinosaur excavation themed playground. So your littles are gonna love running around. There's lots of fun slides. I've definitely almost gotten stuck in one before, but this is a great place to bring your kids, let them burn off a little bit of energy, and they'll have a good time. There's actually a super fun backstory to Dinoland USA that not a lot of people realize. So Chester and Hester were 2 folks that lived back in the day, and they had a roadside gas station for folks that were stopping at different roadside attractions, which is while you walk through the Chester and Hester Dino-Rama portion of the park, you are going on a highway on the ground. Well, they happened to be in the same spot that later some paleontologists discovered the largest intact T-Rex in the world, and they built the Dino Institute, and that's where you go when you ride Dinosaur. And then Chester and Hester realized all these people were coming to the Dino Institute and they could profit off of this, so they added a gift shop into their gas station and then built this roadside carnival, which is Dino-Rama, where there's Primeval World and Triceratops Spin, and all of that is Chester and Hester trying to profit off the Dino Institute. And to take it further, if you look around Restaurantosaurus, that's actually where the Dino Institute students and paleontologists live. It's crazy. There's so much detail in this land, and a lot of people think it's kind of kitschy and not the coolest land as far as detail goes, but I promise, the backstory, ask some cast members about it. We have great articles on AllEars.net that explain the whole thing. It's really, really fun once you know the story of Dinoland. Here's your menu for Restaurantosaurus. It's your classic theme park food, so when you want a burger or chicken nuggets, this is the place to go. But they have a great toppings bar, so you can load those burgers up with all kinds of fun toppings, which I like. They also do like a little lounge on Restaurantosaurus, and it's got a few different cocktails and things of that nature. So those are available as well. And it's on the off side as you're headed towards Dinosaur. You don't have to go in the main restaurant for that. The headliner attraction in Dinoland USA is Dinosaur. Actually, one of my favorite attractions in the park. It is so much fun. So in Dinosaur, you're hopping aboard a time rover to go back in time and save this guy right here. Where's his face? There he is. You're going back to save the iguanodon, but you happen to get a little bit too close to a meteor shower, and as you can guess, things go awry and you run into some dinosaurs that aren't quite as friendly as this one. Now, fun fact, it's not actually a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've explained this before, but Disney wanted to make sure that they differentiated themselves from another dinosaur attraction down the road a little bit. Universal Studios, Jurassic Park. So they made it a Carnotaurus instead in this attraction, but it's so much fun. This is a thrill ride by the name Thrill Ride. I think this is one of the scariest rides in Disney. It's loud, it's dark, and there's giant dinosaurs charging at you, which to me sounds like a lot of fun.
They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Obviously, there aren't any dinosaurs in Dinoland except for in the attraction, but there is something as old and scary as a dinosaur, a gigantic American alligator that you can check out. Dino Bite Snacks is a great spot to get a little snack, as it would say. They have ice cream, some really fun ice creams. In fact, I think I see something on the menu I need right meow. Here it is, friends, the peppermint ice cream cookie sandwich. It's chocolate chip cookies with vanilla ice cream rolled in real candy cane pieces, and then there's like some peppermint frosting stuff on the top, which I'm real excited to bite into. Well, like most things I eat, it's not to be done gracefully, but it's delicious. Wow, that is so good. I love the cookies are like firm enough to be able to hold up to the ice cream, but they're still moist, especially once that ice cream starts seeping into it. Really good creamy vanilla ice cream. Love the real pieces of candy cane, and I like that little bit of peppermint crunch on the side. So delicious, really fun snack. I think these are a great use of a snack credit, and I recommend sharing, and good luck eating this in a more graceful fashion than I did. There are two attractions in Dino-Rama. The first is Primeval World, which is that spinning roller coaster. It's that cat and mouse style carnival roller coaster. It's a 48-inch height requirement, which is actually taller than Everest, but that's because of how the harnesses fit you. Some people don't like it because it spins. A lot of people don't like it at all, but I actually think it's a lot of fun, and if you're cool with spinning, I think you'll have a blast. It is a seasonally operated attraction, so it might not be open when you're here, but clearly I'm here around Christmas, busier time of year, so it is open right now. The other actual attraction in Dino-Rama is Triceratops Spin. This is Dumbo with dinosaurs, family attraction, no height requirement, and it's literally just Dumbo except for you're spinning in a Triceratops instead of an elephant. Dino-Rama is also home to these carnival games. You do have to pay extra for them. I've actually never played any of them, so I can't tell you which one's the most fun, but I know a lot of folks with younger kids, and they have a good time doing this as a little bit of a break from all the chaos. The Dino Diner is another small spot to grab something to eat in Dinoland. They've got corn chip pie, chili cheese dog, so kind of your classic fair carnival food. The last thing in Dinoland before you get over to Asia is the Theater in the Wild, which is home to Finding Nemo, the musical. Now there is Fast Pass for this show. Unless it's really busy or unless it's like your favorite thing ever, I don't necessarily recommend using it. Most of the time I'm fine walking up about 15-20 minutes before the show and getting a seat. It's about 40 minutes long, which is pretty long for a stage show. That's a pretty big chunk of your day. That's like an hour once you factor in the wait time and getting out of the theater. I will credit the performers are always amazing. The music is original, and it's basically a Broadway style production with giant puppets, and they have the music and the theater comes to life, and it is really cute. So how does Dinoland score? Well, let's start where they can improve, and that's the food. Dinoland only has one full restaurant, and it's a quick service restaurant, Restaurantosaurus. There's nothing that exciting there as far as the menu goes. A couple other cute snack options, but really, when you compare it to some of the other food in the park, it's gonna come in at a 3. As far as entertainment, there are a lot of great characters here, which is always fun. However, I think Finding Nemo the musical, it's not my personal favorite. There's also not any Streetmosphere in Dinoland right now, so we're gonna give that a 4. I'm also giving attractions a 4. There are 3 attractions in Dinoland, but one of them's seasonal, so it's kind of not fair to count Primeval World in as like a full attraction. I love Dinosaur, but again, Triceratops Spin is kind of just like a bonus attraction, unless you've got little ones. Same thing with the Boneyard, which I guess counts as an attraction. But land detail environment, we're going with a strong 5. I love the backstory of this land, and not many people know it, so I'm always happy to share it with folks because I really think it elevates it. It just shows you how much fun and how creative the Imagineers are. So when I add all those things together, we got a 5, a 4, and a 4. Carry the 2. 16. Next up, the land of Yetis, the land of tigers, the land of rapids. That's right, we're going into Asia. A little backstory on Asia, the land in general. This part of it, over by Kali River Rapids and Yak and Yeti, this is the village of Anandapur, which means City of Lights. And then when you get over closer to Everest, you're actually going into the village of Sirkazong, which is where the Forbidden Mountain is. Important to know these details. Right when you come into Asia, if you're coming from Discovery Island, you'll find Drinkwala, which is actually where you can get frozen Coca-Cola beverages. Always fun on a hot day. The live entertainment in Asia is a show called Bollywood Beats, and it's a Bollywood dance troupe, and it is interactive. They'll bring the kids out. However, it's really short. So unlike some of the Streetmosphere in Africa, I wouldn't recommend like scheduling it in your day. If you happen to be nearby and you hear it starting, definitely watch it, but it's not a must-do for me, mostly because it's really short. Here we have Asia's full-service restaurant. It's called Yak and Yeti, and it's kind of like Asian food with a twist. It's very, very delicious. So looking at the menu, again, it's like Asian food, but there are some twists on it. So you'll see things like lo mein, but then also lobster garlic noodles or pork belly ramen. They've got lettuce cups. They've got ahi tuna nachos, which are really cool. Burgers. Should be able to find something for just about everyone here, and this is a really good full-service restaurant. Right next to Yak and Yeti, the full-service restaurant, is the Anandapur Local Foods Cafe, which I always call Yak and Yeti Quick Service. They've got items such as a teriyaki bowl, sesame chicken, wrap, salad, egg rolls. Wow, that sounds delicious. So this is like your Asian cuisine, but it's pretty good. It's actually, in my opinion, better than some of the Asian spots in Epcot. I grabbed a pork egg roll because I wanted to show you guys. This is a snack credit. I think it's a pretty good use of a snack credit, something a little different. And sometimes, you know, an egg roll is just like the best thing ever. Now we got that Thai sweet chili. I'd literally put that sauce on anything. It's got that sweet heat, not super hot, definitely a little heat there. If you like little heat, you'll like it. Adds a lot of flavor. I like to really put this on just about anything here, especially the rice. I may or may not have taken extras before and put them in my purse to put them on food elsewhere in the park. Asia also has a walking trail. It's called the Maharaja Jungle Trek. It is where you can see tigers. That's my favorite part, but they also have bats, monkeys, birds, exciting things. Keep in mind, if you want to do the animal trails, they typically close earlier than the park because the animals got to go night-night. One of Asia's big attractions is Kali River Rapids, which is the rapid attraction when you float down the river and you get really wet. Some folks love Kali River Rapids. If you've watched me ride it before, you know it's not my favorite. I do not like getting that wet. And it's a circle raft, so you might get kind of wet, you may get completely soaked, and there's no way to know which one it's going to be because it's a circle. So that's not my jam, but it may be yours, and that's cool. You can see me ride it on the Ride All the Thrill Rides in Walt Disney World video, where I went to all 4 parks in one day and rode every single thrill ride, including Kali River Rapids. Also in Asia, you've got the Anandapur Tea Company, which is a Joffrey's tea company, but they have a lot more tea than your standard Joffrey's would. They've got lots of kiosks with some fun merchandise. These are the restrooms closest to Expedition Everest. They're usually pretty quality. At this very pretty truck, you can get soft serve ice cream. That's the only place in the park. And right ahead, there's the Thirsty River Bar and Trek snacks. You can get things like pretzels and popcorn, and it's also a full bar where you can grab a beverage. Expedition Everest is my favorite thrill ride in all of Walt Disney World. It's so much fun. It's one of the tallest rides here, 44-inch height requirement, and the story is that you are headed up the Forbidden Mountain in search of the legendary Yeti. And spoiler alert, you're gonna find her. That's right, it's a her, and her name's Betty. Betty the Yeti. But it is so much fun. There are twists and turns, and it's unexpected, and I've ridden it multiple times in a day, and I never get sick of it. I love this one. Definitely a must-do for me. Highly recommend using FastPass or single rider. And if you've ridden it before during the day, definitely recommend riding it at night because it's really cool when you get up there to see it at night. Completely different experience. So I love this one. If you're able to, definitely ride Expedition Everest. Here in Asia, we have Up, a Great Bird Adventure, which is a show featuring the characters from Up, like Russell and Doug, as well as real birds.
We're really here. Wait, where is here? You're in Anandapur.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow.
Asia is also home to the Rivers of Light, which is Animal Kingdom's nighttime spectacular. It's currently a version called Rivers of Light We Are One, and it incorporates Disney music as well as projections from Disney movies about nature like The Lion King, Tarzan, Bambi, Pocahontas. You may know this already if you've watched me before. It's not my favorite nighttime show. I do like this version the best of all the versions, but it's just not my favorite. I actually think I prefer the Tree of Life Awakenings over it. That said, if you've never seen it before, it's still a Disney nighttime spectacular, so you know it's going to be great. It's just up against some hard competition in my mind, so it's not my personal favorite. How does Asia rank on the scale? This one's actually really hard for me because I feel like there's really awesome stuff and then there's not as awesome stuff, and that's kind of hard for me to rank, but I'm going to do my best. First of all, entertainment. I'm going to give that a 4. Rivers of Light, nighttime spectacular. I feel like by default you got to give a nighttime spectacular a 5, but the other entertainment, the Up Bird Show and the Bollywood Beats, really aren't that exciting, or they're not must-do, so I feel like that drags Rivers of Light down, which makes it a 4. Attractions, I'm also going to give it a 4. Even though I know I just said Expedition Everest is one of my favorite things in all of Walt Disney World, and it is, but that's kind of it. You've got the Jungle Trail, which I love, and I do love seeing a tiger. I don't love Kali River Rapids, and I feel like because there's nothing else, like in Africa, you've also got the Conservation Station and Rafiki's Planet Watch. You've got other things to keep it up at a top number. I feel like Kali River Rapids and not having anything else drag down Expedition Everest, which means that's also a 4. I'm also giving the dining a 4. I really enjoy Yak and Yeti, both the full service and the quick service location, but besides that, there's no other really good iconic snacks or anything here in Asia the way there are in some of the other lands. However, land detail, that's a strong 5. This land is so incredibly detailed. It's amazing. The Imagineers, when they were designing Everest, went out to Nepal, they went out to Asia, they studied a lot of the culture, a lot of the architecture, and you can really see it when you're walking around in this section of the park. It's absolutely stunning. So adding that all together, 17. It's getting interesting. Headed next into Africa, into the village of Harambe. Lots of good stuff going on here. How's it going to shake out? For me, when I first started this, I thought it's either going to be Pandora or Africa. So we're going to see how it compares. Got some dining options right off the bat. When you first come in, there's Mahindi, which is a popcorn cart. And right across from it, you've got Tamu Tamu, which if you're craving a Dole Whip while you're in Animal Kingdom, this is where you come for a Dole Whip. And then they also have some other yummy treats as well. They've got this awesome Lion King cookie sandwich, Dole Whip, some other items. At the back of the Tusker House, which is a full-service restaurant here in Africa, and it's also the only character dining in the park. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is a buffet. It's a really good buffet. It's actually one of my favorite character dinings because the meal is going to offer your classics, your bacon, your Mickey waffles, your carved meats, etc. But they are also going to offer some more unique items because you are in Africa. So they've got some Indian food at lunch. They've got a lot of spice and fun. So their menu here is great. It's one of my favorite character dinings, like I said. And you are typically going to meet Donald, who's hosting your breakfast, as well as Mickey, Goofy, and Daisy. One of the rare places to find Daisy Duck. So if you're a fan of her, who isn't, with those sassy no pants but always wearing a matching bangle? She's great. Anyway, full service restaurant. Definitely recommend getting a reservation because character dining, very, very popular, obviously. But this is one of my favorites, and it's right here in Africa. This right here is called the Dawa Bar. It's a full service walk-up bar. There is some seating, and then they've got some seating out here as well. When in Africa, right? This is a Tusker lager, which is an authentic African beer. It's kind of like the Bud Light of Africa, except for it's better. It's definitely got more flavor, but it's nothing crazy, so it's not hoppy or like an IPA or anything. It's just a really good lager, a lot of good flavor. I recommend trying it for something a little bit more unique, but nothing too crazy. And now I'm gonna watch the Acrobats because this is the best part of Africa, just like hanging out and enjoying the party.
Come on, see Harambe Acrobats, okay? We're waiting for you. Come see us.
Under this sign that says Harambee Port Authority, that's your biggest bathrooms in Africa. Those are usually pretty crowded, just a heads up. Here's the Mombasa Marketplace. This is the biggest store inside the land. And they have a lot of Lion King stuff, which I'm very into. Wait a minute. Do I need that purse? Real talk. I might. Zuri's Sweet Shop, which is the place to get your baked goods. So you've got your giant cookies, your caramel apples. They have really cute animal designs on the sugar cookies, fudge. And don't forget, because Zuri Sweet Shop is a merchandise location, you get that discount on anything you buy out of the bakery case. So annual pass, cast member, TVC, you can get that discount on a delicious caramel apple. Life doesn't get better than that. Lots of Instagram opportunities in Africa. There's this amazing Simba and Nala wall. And then there's also the iconic Fichwa fellow Mickey, who's been drawn right here. The Harambee Market is Africa's quick service location, and it's set up to look like an African market where you've got different stalls where you order and pick it up, and then you can eat it in this really amazingly cool designed African area. And there's shade, but it's all outside, so that may be a negative for some. But just look at the detail in here. They made this look like some African villagers made it, where it's all different pieces of metal. And they've got these weathered signs, and Disney did all of this. If something wouldn't weather on its own, they weathered it to make this whole land look like you're in another country, on another continent. Incredible. They actually hired South African workers to come and thatch a bunch of these roofs so that they would be authentically done. Here at the Harambee Market, there's a couple different stalls. They used to all serve different things, but the cast members said that it was way too complicated and people get confused and annoyed that they just stand in like different lines. So they just put everything on the same menu, but they've got gyros, they've got bowls, they've got ribs, they've got chicken, a lot of fun stuff that you can grab. And they have the most beautiful cake. And if you're like, what's that? It goes with this Instagram wall right here, where you can know that you're the most beautiful. But also, I bet cast members get really annoyed that people stand here all the time and they're trying to do their job. But cast members are angels, so probably not. For this video, I'm also including Rafiki's Planet Watch in with Africa because there's a few things to do up there, but there's not any entertainment, there's not any food. Well, there's like a little stand, but it wouldn't be fair to count Rafiki's Planet Watch on its own, so it's now been adopted by Africa, according to me. I personally love Rafiki's Planet Watch. The train is fun. You get to go past some of the animal housing, so you may see an ostrich or a rhino or something like that. I've seen cheetahs too. Plus, lots of little kids like trains, so that's always a good option. I love the animation class up there where they teach you to draw, a character artist teaches you to draw a Disney character. Right now they're doing Lion King characters. It's really fun. It's a fast pass attraction. Definitely recommend grabbing one if you can, but it's kind of a sleeper hit. Like, people don't realize that it's up there. There's also the affection section where you can pet goats and sheep, and that's really fun as well. So Rafiki's Planet Watch, kind of a hidden gem. A lot of people don't get on the train, but I definitely recommend it. The Harambe Fruit Market is a little gem right outside of Safari. They've got fresh fruits, they've got pretzels, and they have street corn. Great place to grab a snack if you're looking for something light and not something crazy. You can grab something at the fruit market. The flagship attraction of this entire park is also located in Africa. I'm talking about Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is really what puts the animal in Animal Kingdom. This is the one where you're getting on the safari trucks and you're going out into the reserve and you're seeing live animals. And I'm talking hippos, rhinos, elephants, lions, so cool. Giraffes. Oh, I love it so much. It's one of my favorite attractions, and it changes every time you ride it because animals are unpredictable. I totally recommend riding it first thing in the morning, as well as then checking it out in the evening. If you go to different times during the day, you're gonna see different animals, but my pro tip is usually to go in the morning. Yet another place to eat while you're in Africa is Kusafari, which is this little stand that has different curry options, as well as a few snacks, including a giant cinnamon roll. Who can be mad about that? As you exit Asia and head to Africa, there are restrooms here. They're small, but they're not usually crowded. And there's also a few food kiosks, notably on the left, that's Mr. Kamal's. That's where you can get those amazing seasoned fries with a bunch of different dipping sauces. There's also this set of restrooms in Africa, which a lot of people don't realize they're here because they're like down the hill from Festival of the Lion King. So unless the show just let out, these are usually pretty quiet. Here we have the theater to the greatest show in Walt Disney World. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but this is the theater for Festival of the Lion King. Festival of the Lion King is without a doubt my favorite show in Walt Disney World. It's incredible. It's actually one of the highest rated shows in Walt Disney World by other people too, not just me. And that's because it's amazing. You want the Lion King soundtrack? You got it. You want tumbling monkeys? You got those too. You want fire? Sure. You want to cry at some beautiful birds doing aerial acrobatics? You betcha. Festival of the Lion King is a must-do, and everyone I see here, I'm like, have you seen Festival of the Lion King? Have you seen Festival of the Lion King? It's so good. So I definitely recommend getting a fast pass for this one. It's very popular, so if you get a fast pass, you know you've got a seat, you know you've got a show locked in. Otherwise, you're looking at probably a 30-plus minute wait just to get in standby. So make this a must on your list. You will not regret it. I've literally never met anyone that doesn't like this show. If you're that person, please don't destroy my dreams in the comments. I mean, you can, but I'd be sad. But I don't think you exist. How does Africa shake out? Well, let's start with attractions. Solid 5. Kilimanjaro Safaris is here. That's the flagship attraction of the whole park. And on top of that, you've got the amazing Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. I love that. I love that you can see gorillas. That's really fun. I love the Rafiki's Planet Watch, specifically the animation classes. Kind of a sleeper hit. So lots of fun to be had in Africa. I mean, Kilimanjaro Safaris is here. That smashes that out of the park right there. Entertainment, also a 5, probably not a shock. I love Festival of the Lion King. It's one of my favorite things ever. I always say that, but I also love the streetmosphere. I love the acrobats. I love the Kora Tinga Tinga. I love the band. I love just being in Harambe and having a party, because it is a party here in Harambe. As far as food and beverage goes, you know, I'm also giving that a 5. Because I love the Double Bar. I think the Tusker House is a fabulous character dining. I think the outdoor Harambee Market has a lot of great options, and there's other options too. You want a Dole Whip? Sure, Africa has that. Prefer curry? Why not? They have a little bit of everything here. It's a little bit more unique and adventurous, and there's a lot of yummy stuff to be had when you're in Africa. And of course, land detail, a 5. It is so amazing. No other land besides maybe Pandora feels as immersive to me, in this park at least. I love this land, which means if you were counting like I was, that's a perfect score. Never had that in my whole ranking the land's career. I don't even know what to do. Yeah, I do. Cheers to you, Africa. I just got into the Valley of Moara for our next land, Pandora. This is one of the craziest lands Disney's ever built. It's got those incredible floating mountains. It's got one of the most popular attractions in all of Walt Disney World. But how will it shake out? I don't know, but I do know I'm pretty sure those floating mountains are magic. At Colors of Moara, you can get some unique and exclusive face painting done here where you could get your face painted like a Navi. That's fun. At the ice cream carts in Pandora, you can get the Fruits of Moara bar, and this is the only place you can get that. So that's a nice treat on a hot day. Here's your first set of restrooms in Pandora. You can see they were like a broken down facility from when the bad guys, aka the humans, came to the planet. But these are very nice bathrooms, so Pandora does well there. Dooley Canteen does those create your own bowls that I love, where you choose from a protein and then you pick a base and then you pick a sauce, and it's like a customizable bowl. And they've got some unique desserts as well as some other cool things like the cheeseburger pod, which is one of my favorite kind of crazy things you can get here. So Dooley Canteen is my favorite quick service in Animal Kingdom. It's one of my favorite in-park quick services. It's also the highest rated in-park quick service on AllEars.net, where we've got the reviews that you can fill out and leave reviews on different attractions and food and stuff. You guys voted Dooley Canteen as the best quick service in a theme park in Walt Disney World. So it's delicious. It's something different, something fresh, something lighter. There's a lot of heavy food. I love Dooley Canteen, and I definitely recommend eating here when you're in Animal Kingdom. Especially try those cheeseburger pods because they're nuts. And pro tip, they're on the kids menu, but you can do an adult portion where you get 2 of them. Right next to Dooley Canteen is your second set of restrooms in Pandora. They're nice and big and clean and pretty, so Pandora crushes the bathroom game. Just a little pro tip, you can actually get to Africa from Pandora. If you go down the back on the other side of Dooley Canteen, you can take this pathway all the way to near Festival of the Lion King. The other place to eat in Pandora is Pongu Pongu. Obviously, it's decorated for the holidays right now. It doesn't normally look like this. But Pongu Pongu is a snack stand. It's Pongu Pongu, I'm pretty sure it means party party. And it's a little snack stand. They've got some good drinks here, as well as a giant pretzel. There's specialty beers. And they have the Pineapple Lumpia, which is that pineapple cream cheese egg roll, which I think is delicious. Others do not. Try it, let me know what you think. This right here is called the Night Blossom, and it's the specialty frozen beverage at the Pongu Pongu. This is the non-alcoholic version, but there is an alcoholic version as well, and it's pear and apple slushy with some boba balls. Oh, that is a delight. I kind of forget about this one. Great for a hot day. Little tartness, little sweetness, really fun. You can get it with rum, and there's also a fun margarita that's blue at the Pongu Pongu, but this is the signature beverage. Beware the boba balls, because it will pop in your mouth and it's startling. But overall, fun, great drink. Also, because of the boba balls, they give you a giant paper straw. You guys know how I feel about paper straws, not for it. However, this giant one makes things a lot easier, so if you're gonna drink from a paper straw, this is the one. Of course, the premier attraction in Pandora is Flight of Passage, which is the simulator attraction where you ride on the back of a banshee and you fly through the Valley of Moara. Flight of Passage does have a unique ride vehicle, so right outside the attraction, there is a tester seat where a cast member will lock you in here in a not scary way to make sure that you're comfortable in the ride vehicle. There is something that presses up against your back, so if you're nervous about that or just kind of concerned about the seat situation, definitely come test it out before you get in line. Now, technologically speaking, this attraction is incredible, and until Rise of the Resistance opened, this was the most technologically advanced attraction in Walt Disney World, and it's truly amazing. It really feels like you're flying on the back of a banshee. You'll feel the wind, you'll feel the mist, you'll be able to smell it. If you are cool with the simulator attraction, highly recommend you ride it. Even if you're not cool with the simulator attraction, maybe try it. For me, Star Tours Mission Space make me nauseous. This one I'm usually okay on. It makes me a little queasy, but I just don't eat a lot before I get on it. But it's absolutely incredible. And what's great is that if you're not a big fan of the movie Avatar, it literally doesn't matter. You'll be amazed no matter what. Of course, when you exit Flight of Passage, there are tons of Pandora goodies for you. All kinds of fun stuff in here. There are cool Pandora snacks you can get, backpacks, a Navi translator, that's fun, trading cards, any kind of clothing you want with Navi or Pandora on it, they got it. I love the glow-in-the-dark section. There's one that makes you look like a Navi. There's this really cool hoodie This is adorable. Do I need a plush banshee or horse thing? I don't know the animal names. The most popular piece of merchandise in Pandora are the banshees. And you can pick one out here from the rookery. You can adopt one and then they sit on your shoulder and they're your little friend. I just found some really cool merchandise that I hadn't noticed before. I love these metal puzzles. I've seen them around the parks, but they have avatar specific ones. So these puzzles actually look like this. They're flat metal, and then you put it together like a puzzle, and then you've got this little 3D creature. So these are actually super, super cool. Would be a really fun take home. Obviously, Flight of Passage is definitely a must ride if you're able to. So immersive, so much fun. Definitely ride it. The family attraction in Pandora is called the Navi River Journey, and it's a slow-moving boat ride through a bioluminescent forest. It is, like I said, a family attraction, meaning there's no height requirement. Babies can go on it. It is a wonderful attraction. It's really neat. The animatronic at the end is amazing. One of the best animatronics I've ever seen. It's not a must-do to me the same way that Flight of Passage is. However, if you're unable to ride Flight of Passage, but you still want to experience an attraction in Pandora, I definitely recommend checking it out because it is amazing. It's just not as thrilling or technologically advanced as Flight of Passage. But if there's a low wait time, or if you want to get it as a secondary fast pass after you've used up your other ones, I would recommend riding it at least once to check it out because, I mean, the technology in that animatronic is really awesome. How does Pandora score on the scientific rating scale? Obviously, attractions of 5. You cannot argue with that. Navi River Journey is amazing in its own right, and then obviously Flight of Passage blows it out of the water. Flight of Passage, incredible, a must-do on your Disney vacation. So attractions are a 5. Food and beverage, I'm also giving a 5. There isn't a full-service dining location, but Dooley Canteen is the highest-rated quick service that you guys have voted in Disney World is my favorite quick service in the park. Great unusual options, and you can't forget Pongu Pongu with their unique selection of that pineapple lupia, some great drinks, that big pretzel, lots of good stuff going on in Pandora food-wise. Even though it's limited, it is mighty. Land detail, obviously a 5. I mean, look at this place. It's insane. That, like, it could be a 20 million, honestly. But entertainment is where Pandora falls short, and I have to give it a 2 because Discovery Island got a 3 and you can meet Mickey there. And the only entertainment here is they have the drummer show, and then they have the guy that comes out in the big army suit. The army suit guy is cool to see for a minute, but neither thing is like a must-do like the same way the attractions are here. So adding that all up, Pandora walks away with a 17. Who comes out on top? Well, in 4th place with 15 points, we've got Discovery Island and the Oasis. In 3rd place with 16, Dinoland USA. Tied for 2nd with 17 points, we've got Asia and Pandora. And coming in 1st with a perfect score of a 20 in this very prestigious contest that I made up, Africa! Well, friends, that wraps up the Ranking the Lands in Animal Kingdom. I hope you had fun following along, learned a little bit more about the parks. What's your favorite land in this park? The best part is there's no wrong answers. What challenge do you want to see me do next? Make sure to leave that in the comments along with your favorite land. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net, and until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.